This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on The South Today, parties in Dunedin's Castle Street confirmed as the city's first new locations of interest. Concern over hospitality rules forcing staff to isolate at home with COVID contact colleagues. And a city councillor wants financial support for businesses affected by redevelopment works. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Melissa Barton. Some pre-orientation parties in Dunedin's Student Quarter have been announced as the city's first locations of interest in the current COVID wave. The news was confirmed this morning, and by mid this afternoon there were lengthy queues for both drive-in and walk-in COVID-19 tests in both North Dunedin and South Dunedin. Otago University put a call out on social media this morning for people to be tested if they'd been at a selection of parties on Castle Street last weekend. However, most people not showing symptoms were being turned around at testing stations. Under Phase 2 rules, close contacts are asked to immediately self-isolate and monitor symptoms, with testing restricted to those with possible symptoms. All the young women in this car attended one of Saturday night's parties and admit to being a bit concerned.
No, I was on Castle Street on Saturday night drinking, and then we got told to come and get tested.
We went to a flat who's got it now, so.
So what does it make you think? Because you're all in good spirits, which is good, but
we're really scared.
Yeah, we are. This is just our brave face.
We're gonna cry soon.
Parties in Castle Street are the focus of attention in this case. Anyone who was at a party there between 7 p.m. and 1 a.m. on Saturday night, or between 7 p.m. and 12:30 on Monday night, should isolate and get tested if they show symptoms. Free COVID-19 testing is available nearby, with Wells South operating a walk-in and drive-through testing centre at the former Pizza Hut site in Malcolm Street from 11 a.m. daily. Hospitality bosses say staff stand-down rules due to contact with COVID-19 infected customers or suppliers are a minefield. The rules force staff to self-isolate at home, often in flats shared with other co-workers, which has many business owners worried about going bankrupt.
Frustrated by uncertainty, Hospitality NZ Central Otago Vice President Glenn Christensen says when a COVID-19 infected visitor walks into a restaurant or hotel, there's blurred lines on what constitutes a casual contact and what is a close contact.
We are looking at ways that we can protect our staff and also protect our guests that come and stay with us. So it's an intriguing day-by-day battle that we are looking at.
There's now almost a dozen hospitality locations in Queenstown identified as where someone with COVID-19 came in close contact with staff or other customers. Christensen worries how easily the disease will spread amongst hospitality workers who often share flats together.
We are very worried about what's going to happen in Queenstown, remembering that a lot of those staff work in multi-venues. They also live together in flats and apartments that have a lot of people living in them. So Queenstown is really getting ready to batten down the hatches.
A recent survey by Hospitality NZ shows nearly 60% of hospitality business owners are preparing for insolvency within the next 3 months. And as Omicron case numbers grow, the viability of even more businesses could be affected. Christensen says it's time for the government to support the hospitality industry until times get better.
There's a lack of government support financially. We need the government to make those hard decisions to be able to support staff and businesses through Queenstown, and don't forget that businesses need support as well. Otherwise, when we get ready to thrive and revive when we come out of this, we won't be in a position to do so.
The Hospitality NZ survey also reveals that business is currently at least as bad as any other time during the last 2 years. In Cromwell, The South Today.
Fire investigators have been unable to determine the cause of a blaze at a commercial building in the Cromwell industrial area late yesterday. Fire crews from Cromwell, Alexandra, Clyde and Dunstan were called to the fire at a waste management facility off McNulty Road just before 4 p.m. 8 fire appliances and support crews were on the scene during its peak. Looking over the site today, fire investigator Nick Linton says the cause of the fire was still undetermined. He says there isn't enough evidence to point to the cause of what was a significant fire. Dunedin City Councillor Carmen Houlihan is stepping into bat for local business, who have been suffering financial losses due to the start of a central city redevelopment work. One Floyle Street business says trade has dropped by 70% since the major roadworks started outside his door. Councillor Houlihan says the council needs to plan ahead for when the works move to George Street.
Dunedin City Councillor Carmen Houlihan checking out businesses on Floyle Street. It's where some of the early work has started toward the council's major upgrade of the central city area. But she's calling for financial assistance for businesses here affected by the roadworks.
Do you know that I've been calling for that for the last 2 years now? I said when it was first proposed that George Street, the renovations and the revamp of all the infrastructure went ahead, I said, look, we need to do something now because they're going to financially suffer. Now, that was before COVID.
Things came to a head on Tuesday when she tried to raise the issue at the council's Planning and Environment Committee meeting. It was being conducted online via Zoom, but her comments and questions were sharply shut down by the meeting's chair, David Benson Pope.
And stay on the topic or I will mute you.
With sparks flying.
It is absolutely obscene, the dictatorship that we have from the chair of this committee.
I'm sorry, that's not acceptable and I'd ask you to apologise.
I will not.
All right, then please leave the meeting.
Her enforced exit from the meeting after refusing to apologise was then supported by Councillor Lee Vandervis, who left the meeting in protest against Chairman Benson Pope.
Thank you. Are there any further speakers? There appear to be none. I wish to
leave the meeting as well as a protest at the dictatorship of this particular chair.
Houlihan is urging councillors to make contingency plans for supporting affected businesses in the central city before work begins on the Main Street redevelopment.
We need to look at some financial support as well for them, and I know it's a bit of an unpopular move because it means paying out some money, but yeah, I think we have to do it. Otherwise we're going to see businesses closed everywhere.
The Frederick, Firrall and London Street Road works have been delayed due to working conditions during COVID-19 restrictions. The streets were closed to vehicles in mid-January and are not due to reopen until April. In Dunedin, the South Today.
A North Otago High School student has done his school proud. 18-year-old Harry Wilson is the first pupil at Waitaki Boys High School in 10 years to achieve a scholarship award from last year's exams.
A school that's proud of the excellence shown by its pupils. For the first time in 10 years, a senior from Waitaki Boys High School in Oamaru has received a New Zealand Scholarship Award in the Year 13 exams. 18-year-old Harry Wilson says he was very pleased when he learned of his success in exams he took at the end of 2021 in English and biology.
I was pretty happy. Yeah, ecstatic. Yeah, I want to be exaggerating by saying I was jumping around the place. So yeah, it was a good feeling.
Wilson was also Dux of Waitaki Boys last year. He credits his success to the school's new scholarship program, as well as him studying hard at home and the extra time his teachers gave him. He hopes it won't be another 10 years before the school has another scholarship recipient.
I hope that I've kind of like broken the drought, so to speak, and now hopefully this year we get another scholarship and so on. Cool. We can build on that momentum.
Wilson's now studying life sciences at the University of Otago and is aiming to become a medical professional.
There's two things I've always kind of wanted in a career, and one was to kind of have a bit of excitement, a bit of change, and that's what, perhaps being a doctor provides, and also giving the opportunity to help others in a practical way.
The Waitaki Boys Scholarship Program, which accelerates some pupils in various subjects and provides extra tutorials, was started at the North Otago High School 3 years ago. In Oamaru, the South Today.
Still to come on the South today. Many fans are disappointed as 660 postpones their nationwide tour due to the Omicron outbreak. And a new single by a group of Christchurch high school students and their music teacher hits the official New Zealand music charts.
The big one. My Mate John's having a sale. 20 to 80% off everything. Shop in store or online with click and collect or contact-free delivery.
My Mate John.
We're H Concern Otago. H Concern Otago hosts a multitude of social activities, including interwalks.
Spark your joy with Jazz, the next generation from Honda.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
Hi there, guess who? You recognise the eyes? Oh, okay, it's a haircut. Anyway, it's Lindsay here from Alex Campbell Menswear. Our 3 stores are carrying on as usual. Despite what's happening in the world, we have got some great stock for you. Personally, I've spent 50 years in this business and we have some excellent supplier relationships. We've got great stock, it's hand-picked, it's here, it's on time, and it's ready for the great summer.
Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
So, as my favourite cut says, keep calm and carry on.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life. Every day the team at Gillian supports grieving families at their time of need, from answering your questions to organising a farewell that reflects the wishes of your loved one. We can help. Call Gillian's today.
Welcome back. A Dunedin City Councillor has labelled a costly report into theatre venues in the city as a waste of money. Consultants Charcoal Blue were contracted by the council for nearly $350,000 to write a report into possible mid-sized performance venues in Dunedin. The report looked at various sites and organisations around the city, including the council-owned Sammy's building on Crawford Street and the former Fortune Theatre building. Deputy Mayor Christine Carey says further consultation is needed to understand the views of the performing arts community. But the lack of progress so far saw Councillor Lee Vandervis labelling the expensive process as a waste of money. $17 million has been earmarked for a mid-sized theatre in the council's 10-year plan. A container load worth of food and supplies is ready to be sent to Auckland on their way to assist struggling families in Tonga. The island nation is still rebuilding in the aftermath of January's volcanic eruption and tsunami, with families and friends in Dunedin keen to support their loved ones.
Students and volunteers from Dunedin's Tongan community helping pack boxes of much needed supplies. The shipment's destined for families struggling in Tonga following last month's volcanic eruption and tsunami. Stocks of food and household essentials were donated by the local Pacifica community, along with more than $10,000 from businesses and organisations.
A lot of the foods are non-perishable, but a lot of flour, rice, milk powder, sugar, and as you see, a lot of noodles and pasta, a lot of canned food, which is corned beef, tinned fish, spaghetti, and baked beans.
The generosity of Dunedinites has filled 36 boxes and 25 drums, with Tongans here also adding items like shoes and cookery utensils that their families have asked for.
I think anything that people need, that it's essential from their own families, and that's the beauty of sending from families to families, because they have an idea of what their own family needs.
Things are still difficult in Tonga. Climbing COVID cases are compounding the issues, and a shortage of non-perishable goods means canned items are expensive.
We are truly humbled by all the overwhelming love and support from the wider city.
Main Freight are generously transporting the donated supplies free of charge to support the Tongan community.
Transported to Auckland, will arrive there on Monday morning, and they will be back in container by the Metsen, the Tongan Aotearoa relief team in Auckland. It will be in charge of that.
The relief shipment is due to be sent on to Tonga at the end of the month. In Dunedin, The South Today.
Kiwi band 660 have had to disappoint fans, announcing they're postponing their nationwide tour because of the Omicron outbreak. The band's summer-themed tour was due to kick off in Rotorua in early March, but that gig has now been postponed into October. 660 say under the current red light settings, it isn't possible to hold the concerts on the original scheduled dates. The engagements will be New Zealand's first all-stadium national tour, a significant achievement for the band, which formed while flatting at number 660 Castle Street. Their Dunedin concert is now rescheduled for early March 2023. A group of Christchurch High School students and their music teacher have hit the official New Zealand music charts with a new single, sung entirely in te reo Māori. Rangireru Girls' School contemporary music teacher Henry Carr put the single together with his band Dillustrate and vocals from his students.
Christchurch music teacher Hinare Carr is an ambassador for the mental disorder ADHD. The topic inspired him to write a song, Party in My Head, which he translated into te reo Māori. He decided to remix the song with backing vocals from music students from Rangireru Girls' School, renaming the track Tawarana. They decided to make it an official single release, with the song reaching number 12 on the Hot New Zealand Singles chart. Carr says that while it was a great feeling to make the official New Zealand music charts, it was really exciting that the song was in te reo Māori, which he says is becoming popular in mainstream music here.
It's coming fast too. You know, it's what's happening really fast, and which is awesome because the hype behind it needs to be massive.
Last month, some of his Year 13 students joined Carr and his band Dillustrate on stage at Sparks to perform Tawarana in front of 12,000 people.
Wow, having your own music arranged by Mr. Tom Rainey for the orchestra of CSO it's been a lifelong dream for me.
He was pleased his music students were able to get an early taste of performing, which he never had.
I think we were all surprised that we weren't really that nervous. Like, it was pretty relaxed compared to our other music.
Carr's already written a follow-up single, which he's going to record with his students in a few weeks' time.
Yeah, the future's more about, it's not really about me. I feel like I've done a lot so far, so it's time for some others to have a go. But yeah, I'm enjoying the ride.
And he's planning to continue with his love of teaching, sharing his expertise with the next generation of musicians, some of which he believes will blow people out of the water. In Christchurch, the South today.
Still to come on the South today. We take a look at the weather as we head towards the weekend.
Living Well Disability Resource Centre, a not-for-profit charitable organisation and your one-stop shop for information and resources to help you retain independence. We offer a wide range of assistive products from jar openers to mobility scooters and provide assessments for Total Mobility, the half-price taxi scheme. Come and see the friendly team. You'll find us on the corner of George and Bath Streets, ground floor of Burns House.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole Map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Hi, my name's Matt and I'm the Dines Group CEO. Dines is a company that's focused on selling logistics solutions to its customers. We're passionate about selling efficiency and we've been selling efficiency for over 50 years now.
MTF Finance can help you turn the key on your next vehicle with a loan made just for you. TCs and lending criteria apply.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
The big one. My Mate John's having a sale. 20 to 80% off everything. Shop in store or online with click and collect or contact-free delivery. You name it, John's got it in stock and ready to go. The big one. Only at John's Furniture Warehouse, Stafford Street, and online at www.mymatejohn.co.nz.
Where did you get that furniture from? Stafford Street and My Mate John.
Welcome back. The Highlanders have named their team for their first match of the Super Rugby Pacific season against the Chiefs. Shannon Frizzell is set to run out for his 50th Highlanders game on Saturday after debuting for the club in 2018. He was rewarded with selection for the All Blacks the following year. Meanwhile, there'll be Highlander debuts for Jermaine Ainsley and for Tuli Paea, with both players missing the full season last year due to injury. The Highlanders versus Chiefs game will be played behind closed doors in Queenstown due to red light restrictions, which will be screened live on Sky Sport. And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South today. Parties in Dunedin's Castle Street are confirmed as the city's first new locations of interest, prompting queues at COVID testing centres. Concern over hospitality rules which force at-risk COVID staff to isolate at home alongside other colleagues who may be close contacts. And a Dunedin City Councillor wants financial support for businesses affected by redevelopment roadworks as part of the Central City upgrade. And time now for a look at the weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by Mole Map.
Starting with today's southern view, blue sky behind the resting diggers. Warm tomorrow with northwesterly airflow increasing and bringing rain to western areas. Much colder southwesterly airflow will spread over the region on Saturday with more widespread rain easing to showers during the day. To the centres now, and the rain returns to Westport with scattered showers and 20 degrees. Greymouth escapes the rain with 21 degrees and cloudy skies. And it's mostly sunny in the northeast with Nelson reaching 23 and Blenheim 24 degrees. And the sun continues to shine right down the Canterbury coast. Kaikoura reaches 22, Christchurch 24 degrees and Ashburton with the high for this area of 27. Looking at what's in store for the southern towns, the Catlins and Balclutha can look forward to a fine day with a high of 24 degrees at first, with increasing cloud and some fresh northwesterlies. And it's similar for Lumsden and Gore at first with fresh northwesterlies and rain later on in the day and 23. Over in central, Wanaka, Queenstown and Alexandra are all in for fine weather with fresh northwesterlies and increasing cloud and 25 or 26 degrees. It's a little bit cooler in Te Anau with northwesterlies freshening and rain with a high of 20. And it's looking fine further north as well. Along the coast, Timaru and Oamaru expect moderate northerlies and 28 degrees. While moving inland to Tuazu and Marama, fresh northwesterlies and increasing cloud with a high of 26. In Dunedin, fine tonight with northeasterlies and an overnight low of 9 degrees. Warm tomorrow with sunny periods and increasing high cloud. Moderate northerlies throughout the day, a high of 26 and a low of 15 degrees. And there's periods of rain on Saturday as colder southwesterlies develop, looking at a high of 16 and a low of 10. And in Invercargill, mostly fine tonight with light winds and a low of 8 degrees. Cloud increases during the day tomorrow and rain will develop later on in the day with freshening northwesterlies, a high of 22 and a low of 14. And the rain eases to showers on Saturday with fresh gusty cold southwesterlies, a high of 14 and a low of 10. And that's the news this Thursday. For the latest news and videos from the Southern region, head online to odt.co.nz. And you can follow Channel 39 on YouTube to catch our news bulletins on demand. Nō reira, kia pai te pou, ka kite anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Public interest journalism funded through New Zealand On Air.